it's the start of its turn. What you guys now see is off to the side. Actually, Fade, not far from you, maybe 30 feet from you. Another one of those um, rising drowned echoes starts to rise out of the water. Da, 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 da. And his action will be. Yeah, I think he's going to do that because actually that was brutal. Um,
That was brutal.
as he whips his arms around, all of a sudden you see like a vortex of water and fog start to swirl around it, and it starts to get wider and wider and wider. And I need everybody to make strength saving throws, please.
Uh-oh. We return to the adventuring party.
Okay.
Sneak around. Sneak.
Okay, they're coming.
Run away. Run away.
That's the first time I've just like had fun with a match in a long time.
Oh, hey, role players, gamers, geeks, freaks, and well, everyone in between. Welcome back to Deacon's Table. I'm DknBluez, your resident dungeon master. We are going to be kicking off once again another mini series. This time it's Echoes After the Stars. It is a 4-part mini series that will air every Tuesday starting tonight for the next 4 weeks. And yeah, it's going to be a little bit of fun. And we've got a cast of 5 wonderful characters joining us today from our Discord community, and I'm going to take a moment to introduce them. But first of all, make sure you guys like, subscribe, follow, all the fun stuff. Hit all those buttons along the way. Share the stream and make sure that little bell icon that lets you know when we're streaming, because sometimes we have a habit of forgetting to advertise. But we're working on it. We're not perfect. We're just a bunch of amateur gamers having fun. That's what we do. So anyway, for now, let's jump in and let's meet everybody, shall we? Oh, there we go. We got everybody here. So we are going to go across the screen at the bottom here, and we're going to introduce, find out who everybody is and who they're playing. And we're going to start off right almost beneath me is Kassenthor. Kassenthor, who are you and who are you playing?
Hi, I'm Dave. I'm playing Kassenthor, the resident huge Pooh Bear barbarian. Pretty much a mainstay around here, just looking to have fun and go on adventures.
Excellent. And beside him is Fade. Fade, who are you and who are you playing?
Hi there, I'm Jenny, and I'm playing Fade Zamora. She is a draconic sorcerer of spirit dragon ancestor. She is an Umber Scion of the Cellophern race, which means they have a little bit of tiefling and SMR type background in their bloodline.
Dimensional entities.
Yes, they're enigmatic wanderers, as described.
And beside Fade,
and they like the shadows. They're more attuned to the void and shadows and stealth.
Yes, most definitely.
Yes.
And beside Fade, we have Caelvo, or Caelvo, or however he pronounces it. I pronounce it Caelvo. But either way, who are you and who are you playing?
Hey everyone, Ken the Friend here. You can find me on YouTube and Discord as Ken the Friend. And today, as Deacon had announced, I'm playing Caelvo, which is a bog caller. A bog caller is a Foreverland version of Kermit the Frog, as you can see here, or up there. So he'll be hopping into your hearts tonight.
Kind of, sort of. We'll talk about that in a second. But anyway, and beside him, we have Kert Willow. Kert Willow, who are you and who are you playing?
Good evening, everybody. My name is Brady. I am playing as Kert Willow. I am a human. Honestly, I just my mind hit a blank. But that's okay. I am also a forest-born human, so I travel from lands where I was raised by druids. My main goal is adventuring and trying to keep the balance, even in our own party.
Nice. And of course, beside him, we have Tidebound, which is his last name. I don't think he's really settled on a first name yet, but there's Tidebound. Who are you, and who are you playing?
Hi, I'm Sheldon. I am playing Tidebound, obviously. I am a Ogrekin, which is like a giant folk. And my class is Bladebound. I am a sailor that traveled around the seas, and my skin looks a little rough and tough because of it.
Yeah, an Ogrekin. Big fellow. Hulkin brute. So a lot of the people that are watching may not recognize half of these ancestries, lineages, races, whatever you choose to call them. We like to call them ancestries or folk, where you've got Kassenthor is a Ursus bear folk. An Ursus bear folk is part of the beast folk ancestry, and his lineage would be an Ursus bear folk. Whereas Fade Zamora is an Umbra Scion. That is her lineage, and of course, her ancestry would be the Celifern ancestry. Caelvo is sea folk, and a bog caller is his lineage. There's two very similar lineages in the sea folk. There is moss dancers, who are very much like a tree frog. And then you've got the bog callers, which are like a toad, more of a toad-ish, larger frog type of folk. Taken a lot from the bullywug of D&D, from Wizards of the Coast. Bullywugs do still exist. However, they're not a player character race, and they are what they are. We've got the forest-born human. I mean, a human is a human, but not quite being forest-born. He does actually have benefits and perks to his lineage. And then, of course, you've got giant folk, which is an ancestry, but out of that, one of them is an Ogrekin, and that, of course, is Tidebound. So that kind of explains what they all are. And these are all available through our Discord. If you choose to want to come and play, you get all the stuff for free that's there, all the basic stuff. If you want advanced stuff, you can buy it on our Ko-Fi page as well. So you can follow that link that's going across the screen, and it'll take you to all of our bios and all the information, and it's all there. So yeah, it's that down there, that stuff. I can't do the whole corner thing because I get confused. So it's better to have it just scrolling across the bottom. So now that you've met everybody, of course, and you kind of met me at the very beginning, as I said, I am DknBluez. I am the Dungeon Master, and we are going to begin our particular story. And that is, of course, the Echoes After the Stars, and the episode 1 is the Verdant Silence. This is starting off in the town of Kelpwood, which is a town that is made up of 4 smaller coastal swamp villages with much the same climate and terrain as some of the Malaysian jungle swamp areas that you've seen. So that kind of environment with a little touch of the bayou mixed in, from the southern U.S. So a little hint of that as well. So that's kind of the environment everybody is in at the moment. And the setting currently is the Croakmire, which is one of the villages of the boardwalks, and of course the Brine Court Bazaar. Somewhere around the 8th bell, perhaps, which is early dusk. In town, of course, the market is still going, but it's a little on the quieter side at the moment. The swamp itself, however, is restless. Lanterns along the boardwalk gutter and sway as though tugged by an unseen tide. The Brine Court Bazaar is a storm of voices in patches, not as hectic as it normally is, but now you're getting, groups of fishmongers and that are shouting back and forth. You get some children over in another section crying because they're being dragged home because it is getting later. You've got some elders clutching their charms and doing evening prayers. Of course, being the month of fading. Somewhere though, off in the Kelpwood marsh is a deep set of drums that you can hear, keeping time almost like with the waves. As you guys all approach, probably from different spots or angles, you see townsfolk pointing at drifting lantern lights gliding against the wind. Kelpwood is, as many know already, is a town of superstition. Uh, Being a fisherman's port as well, the type of environment is they panic at everything. So panic is beginning to spread from seeing something. You've got floating lanterns, which is typical for the season that it is and what they're doing, but it's going against the wind itself. A swamp warden steps forward, one of the actual Kelpwood wardens. He elbows his way through the throng of people, and his eyes narrow, and as he looks out, and then he looks over and he spots the group of you. Some of you, I'm assuming, probably together. I'm assuming Kassenthor and Caelvo would probably be together. I think Kert has been kind of traveling alongside Caelvo a little bit and learning some things throughout the course of the week, so probably in close at hand as well. Fade's always in the brine court. That's part of what she does, is watch over the brine court and the trades. And then, of course, one of the newer individuals you guys have noticed, and of course he sticks out like a sore thumb, because other than a few of you, most people in Kelpwood would have never have seen the likes of Tidebound, the Ogrekin. This massive brute of an individual who is normally from a very hostile region. He's kind of new in town, but like everything in Kelpwood, their people are just superstitious first and mistrusting, but they are, pretty easy to win over for the most part. Although some of you do know there is another Ogrekin in town. So as the warden spots you guys, as you kind of cluster into where all this is going on and happening, he looks towards all of you, and he kind of, it's including you, Tidebound, but not so much. It seems to be kind of directing it, maybe like a core group of individuals that you see kind of come in, but you're kind of in the vicinity. He says, steal and sense both. Good. We need calm, and we need answers. These lights are wrong tonight. So with that, out of at least the four of you, who decides maybe they should step forward and address the crowd? Is anybody?
I think Fade would definitely. Because she's been there a while, and she's has some rapport with the marshal.
So you are trying to calm the crowd. So Faye would be doing that. What's everybody else doing? Kassenthor, what are you doing? As Fade seems to be trying to taking on more of a lead role to address the group, like the larger group that's there. What are you doing?
Cass isn't much of a leader. He spent his last probably few weeks going around with the wardens, but he would do his best to back up Fade. He knows her, he's worked with her, so he does his best to just back her up and help calm the crowd.
All right, and Caelvo.
Caelvo's interest is actually in the lanterns themselves. Lanterns going against the tide. He's seen stuff similar to this. So he's checking the lanterns, seeing what color they are, seeing if there's any recognizable patterns, just trying to investigate what might be behind this particular occurrence. Okay.
So you're going to be just focusing more on the lanterns. What about Kert? What's Kert's take on this? Because again, you're kind of being roped into this because by association, by the looks of it.
Kinda. I'm not very good with people, and I try my best to be kind and be persuasive, at least to help calm them. But sometimes it just comes out drastically wrong. I can attempt, but there's no guarantees.
Okay, so maybe help more than anything else.
I'll gladly help. I'll try and keep my mouth shut.
So you'll basically be with Kassenthor and kind of backing Fade up. Now, being as this really wasn't directed straight to you, Tidebound, however, it could have been, for all you know. What is your take on all of this?
Well, I'd be looking at the crowd and I'm like, what's going on? Why is everyone gathering around? So I will just head towards that crowd to see if there's an issue or not.
Oh yeah, when you get up close, you find that the crowd is very much. You can tell from just a few moments. It's like one rumor starts, and then another rumor starts, and then another rumor starts, and everything is just turning into a cacophony of just noise to you. But it's a lot of superstition, and everybody's pointing out to where. For the month of fading is a month that's dedicated to the goddess Griva, who is the goddess of life and death, and similar such things. And this is the month in which the veil between the living and the dead is said to be the thinnest. So, in honor of those who have died in the past year, lanterns are often set adrift into the tides or into the channels, just in memory of. But there is a series of lanterns that you see that are, the wind and the currents are going in one direction, and these lanterns are floating in another. So it's again, something looks out of sorts. So that's what you've noticed. Caelvo, make me an Arcana check.
Arcana. That is going to be...
Or religion. If you choose to do religion, you can.
Well, I rolled Arcana. It was a 24.
You can apply it to religion if you want.
Well, religion is the same plus. He probably would have used religion anyway because that's what he knows best.
Okay. Your senses, and this is as Fade has kind of stepped up on like a little platform and she's beginning to speak to the crowds. Your senses, however, while she's doing that, confirm this isn't like a random haunting or any spiritual misdoings at all. These lights are bent by someone's will. It's an illusion. Fade. You can make me a persuasion or intimidation. What's it going to be? I need to know ahead of time because if it's intimidation, there's a slight difference.
Persuasion.
Okay. All right. So yeah, just make me a persuasion roll.
That would be a 16.
Okay.
16.
As you speak, and the crowd at first they're not listening, and you try again, and few more listen, and after a while they're all kind of paying attention, and voices begin to falter, and you can hear the breaks in the rumor mill, as it was. Lantern flames that are being held by individuals. I mean, they start to steady. The crowd hushes. People seem to be a little bit more calm, and they glance to you with kind of like a look of hope. The warden nodding slowly. Thank you. We can breathe easier. I appreciate that. I'm not. Yeah, they don't listen to me like that. Caelvo, are you saying anything to anybody?
He still doesn't. He didn't want to scare anyone. He knows it's.
Well, you know, if you say something that people will freak out. The warden, however, and your group are a different story.
Yeah. Well, can he speak to the group without people hearing, or?
You can try.
Well, he'll just go to the group and just say, I think the lights need a little more investigation. Should be fine. Just want to get a closer look, just in case.
I think that would have been the gist of what Fade would have said to the crowd anyway. If there is something here that needs fixing, we will address it.
Can I get before everybody but Caelvo make me an insight roll on Caelvo?
Natural 1 for a total of 6. I believe you 100%.
Could very well be.
Okay, Caelvo, we'll do that.
Dave, what did you roll?
12.
Okay, same thing. You're like, okay, go for it.
Okay.
How about Kert?
10.
Oh yeah, you're all for it. You're following along suit. How did you roll there, Tidebound?
14.
14, actually. You sense like you kind of you're watching the lanterns, and then you're watching the people, and then you're watching that group that's kind of near you but not near you, and you overhear this. That guy that just said everything's going to be okay. They need more investigation. There's more to what he's saying than he's letting on.
Okay. So I know he's deceiving me right now.
You know that what he said it may not necessarily be a lie, but it's definitely not the full truth.
Okay. So I will actually try to go around the crowd and slowly make my way to the bully frog.
To him?
Yeah.
Okay. You managed to get through the crowd, and you're standing right next to this group.
And I'm just gonna be nonchalant about it. I'm just gonna be really nice. I'm gonna be like, "Hey, how's it going?" And I'm just gonna slowly go up to him.
As he's looking up at you in awe, like
We're all looking up.
yeah, everybody except for probably Kassenthor is looking up.
So I slowly lean down and put my hand on his shoulder and go, "I know there's more to this."
You come too, okay?
You know what? Let's solve this issue.
Okay, so you say that. The warden kind of turns over to the group of you and just kind of more acknowledges you now, Tidebound, that you're standing with the actual group, not just kind of, sort of. And he kind of leans in close to you, and he very quietly, in a low voice, since the night of silence, the spirits are not themselves, and people are not themselves. If omens or whatever are being twisted and used, their roots may lie at the Verdant Sentinel. Walk with me. And he turns to walk away out of the brine court.
Okay. So I will let the group know these folks.
He says this to everybody, so you guys can all hear him say it.
I will then say, "Let's go. Let's figure this out now."
Sounds good. Let's go.
Let's just go.
As they walk,
Enjoy the
clasp on
festivities,
Tidebound's shoulder.
So I think it was it Fade and Kassenthor? Was Caelvo in that adventure, or was that
Which one? Sorry.
the Black Coral Exchange?
I don't think so. This is Caelvo's first
Caelvo
adventure.
wasn't in that.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it was Fade and Kassenthor, where you two met another ogrekin that you didn't think was there, and this is not the same one, by the way. You two can make me a perception check. As you guys are leaving the brine court, Caelvo, you can make me a perception check.
I got a 19. 19.
Okay.
I got an 18.
Kassenthor and Fade, you're looking at Tidebound, and you know there's always that stereotypical inappropriate thing to say they all look alike, but it's really not when you think about it, because when you are in individuals like an ogrekin that you guys have never seen before, really not very often, they do all look very similar. You would know the difference between male and female, red hair and green hair, and the basics. But you're really not gonna, for all you know, this could be someone you've met before with a different hairstyle. You know what I mean? Yeah, you're really not gonna know just yet. However, there's something about this particular ogrekin that looks more familiar. It's not the same guy, the one from before, but there's something there. They look more similar. How did you roll, Caelvo?
8.
Okay, you don't hear the little kid that was cheering, kelping hands as you guys laugh.
Aww. Darn.
Just wanted to throw that out there. The kelping hands has been hello. Guess who we got in the chat? There we go.
Hi.
Dag, how are you? Good to join you. And of course, you're there with more do with good company. So welcome. So anyway, getting back to where we were. So at this point, it looks like you're going to be headed. It's a long walk. You're heading from Croakmire to Swampshade, which is, if I remember correctly, about just a little over 4 miles walking. So you are taking your time as you go through, and when you guys can communicate back and forth as you have a little bit of time there, as you can imagine, but you will be going off the decks and into the swamp from what you've gathered. So
Yep.
you guys
Fade
wanna-
would introduce herself to the other two that she doesn't know too well, and tell her that what the Verdant Sentinel was, a great tree.
Yeah,
And the
that is
spirits-
well. There's a
spirits
few like
gather there.
the Whispering Tree is in Mud Hollow. That's a sacred tree. There is the Mystical Lagoon in Swampshade, which is not a tree but a lagoon. But there are some pretty amazing trees there. But the Verdant Sentinel is literally a towering redwood-sized cypress tree. It's massive. There is kind of like burrows and caverns and such beneath it. Again, there's just and it's a very sacred site here in the Kelpwood Marsh, for certain. So, but yeah, so Fade introduces herself. Anybody else want to do anything while you guys are traveling?
As Cass is going along, he looks over at Kert and is like, I think I've seen you around before with Caelvo. However, I haven't seen... Wait, have I seen you? As he turns to Tidebound, stares. No?
You
No,
do
I
look
don't know
awfully
you.
familiar.
I don't think I've seen you.
I think I've
I
seen you.
ran into someone that looked a lot like you just a couple weeks ago.
I don't know about that. I've been around a few areas currently. I met Kert before a few times with his little notes that he gave me.
Yes, that's where.
Yeah, she's mentioning that she ran into someone that looked like you a few weeks back, and you weren't here then. So I mean,
Right.
but you do, not Kurt, sorry, Tidebound. You do know
I know.
that your brother could very well be here.
Yes, I have seen the sigils on some clothes and stuff.
Yeah,
I
there
just-
are faithful to Brolin here, but whether he's been here or not, you don't know.
So I won't even make the connection that he's here. I'll just be like, maybe you've seen me. I have a recognizable face or something.
Not
Okay,
too many
that sounds good.
Ogrekin here.
Yeah. Yes, says the brute. So you guys make these introductions, and you make it across, through the swamps. Most of the route from Croakmire to Swampshade, there's decking, but on areas when there's like a mound of dry land, there is clearly marked pathways that are there that take the main route. There are always, even though if you've seen the maps of these locations, That's not all there is. These are just symbolic representations. There are hundreds of smaller little decks and platforms and causeways that link like a spider web through all the marsh itself. So there's lots of places to go and to see, but those are representations, so have an idea of what you're looking at. Before you step off the decks onto it's a pathway, and it's a well-used path. But with some of the recent storms that have come through, it is a bit mucky and such. But there is no more. You guys know that there is no more decking from here to the Verdant Sentinel. So, is anybody preparing? Is anybody changing their boots? Is anybody, or they're just heading out?
At some point, Fade would have done that because she would have been in her day wear that she wore out in the bazaar.
Okay, so we'll probably be here before you leave, because you guys basically were on the move, right? So, so you are taking the time to prepare for anybody else.
You would see her pull out her black.
Knowing that we're going to be going
outfit.
to the swamp, and I've explored it a fair bit with my notes, I'm going to be looking for other herbs on the go, other plants and stuff that might pique my interest.
Okay, so the two of you, can roll me a survival check.
And while they're doing that, Caelvo's kind of just updating them. Now, it's not always unusual for Lantern to go against the drift, but having so many lanterns just seemed odd. So it might be okay, but that's why we're out here. We're trying to see what's causing this, because this isn't a normal active Thara or Brolene. So we're trying to figure out what's going on.
I've seen lanterns sent.
Are you going
for
to
different
make
purpose,
the
going the wrong
announcement,
way
Caelvo,
before.
that it was an illusion, or no?
If he feels it relative, yeah. He doesn't fully understand because when you say illusion, I mean
There were no lanterns.
Oh, okay. Now that I get that, yeah, he will share that.
Because you're playing it over again in your mind, and now you're remembering. Wait a second, you could see through them.
Yeah, those weren't really lanterns. They were just fake images of lanterns. It's really weird.
So who would do this? They're trying to get the crowd to get all upset and worried. Maybe.
So, what did you two roll on your survival?
I got a
19. Oh, sorry.
No?
So 19 and 14?
Yes.
Okay. Both of you are successful. You do manage to, again, make adjustments to your attire and whatnot. You see the warden actually doing the same, kind of pulling straps tighter on his boots, zipping up a little bit for the, mosquito coverage and whatnot as you're going into the more swampier areas. And then he actually looks to Kert and Fade. Good thinking. The Sentinel will actually see that we actually will come prepared. And with that, you guys continue forward, and you move along and you depart the boardwalk. And as all the crowds are now left behind, there are a few glow moss lanterns that sway in the wind, in the mist. Croakmire and then Swamp Shade settles behind you into a weary silence. And the warden continues to gesture west towards the shadowed marsh. Some of you have been here before. Frog song rises, ahead like a breath held too long. And behind you, any of the lights from the town are fast fading. The Verdant Sentinel waits. Whatever bends those lanterns, or the illusion thereof, it begins there. It has to. And with that, by the way, I never did. I don't know why I didn't show that. Jeez.
No, Fade was last here when the one night that the witch was gonna sell her special brew and she went missing.
Yep.
And we chased the spirits all through and settled the spirits down, all came to this tree. And we put all the spirits to rest
Yep.
or something.
So you guys have been here. You've been here before, for sure.
And Cass has his drift glass charm, like on a necklace around his neck.
Okay, so you are wearing the charm. All right. Now I will switch that over. Okay. Any of the boardwalks that you do come across are kind of muckied and underwater mostly. It's mostly muddy path. These are sodden paths. Some of them are pocked with deeper pools of muck and mud. Cypress and mangrove knees jut from black water, glowing fungi bead the barks like fallen stars, and the air grows still. There are carved tokens that are appearing of reed and bone that lean from the banks and against the banks and facing into the water. Their faces, however, unreadable in the mist as you move forward. Who's taking the lead?
First off, I will ask for their names because I don't know who they are yet.
Okay, so you have Kassenthor, the
Yeah.
bear.
Hello?
You got Fade.
Mhm.
You've got Caelvo. And then you got Kert.
So now
And
my
then you just
character,
have the warden.
now my character knows the names.
Yeah, we introduce each other on the walk here.
Yeah. On the walk, yeah,
Yeah,
because you guys
yeah.
would have been walking for the better part of like an hour and a half.
And now that I know that Caelvo mentioned the illusion, I would say like, so someone's playing a dirty trick, and that's basically it.
Pretty much. But I don't know who or why.
We got some pretty unsavory people around Kelpwood. Could be anybody, really.
I only know the guards. That's basically it. And that Kurt guy with the notes.
And you look back, and I'm like sitting there, like looking at the moss. This is interesting. This is new to me.
Glow moss?
I'm just like, this is got a glow to it.
Yeah, you see that you are noticing that inside these lanterns, there's no flame. There's this green phosphorescent moss that's there. And now as you're walking along through, because you said you were paying attention to this, you've noticed that there are wild patches of that. It's not as vibrant and as bright when you see it on there, but that's the same stuff that's in those lanterns that are hanging. Do you take some?
Yeah, I take a little bit. I want to see how it works for properties, and if it's possible to cultivate it to make it brighter.
Okay, well, when you go to pick it out, it's you have to tug it a little bit. Unlike some moss you just peel off, it's got to be tugged a little bit, almost like there's a little bit of a root. And as you do, and you pinch it between your fingers, it glows brighter where it's pinched between your fingers.
Oh, super pressure. Right.
So, and you put some away in your pack, and you guys continue on the way. So, who's leading the path, the walk? The warden or one of you guys?
I'm too distracted with the surrounding. I probably will be like in the middle or the back, catching up to sometimes.
I don't know the area, so I would be following behind.
So you're following.
Yeah.
Same thing with Cass. He'd be following the warden. He's probably been here when he's gone out with wardens.
So will we assume then the warden is taking the lead?
Yes, maybe be up there first or second.
Okay.
Caelvo
However,
will probably be up there too.
we're going to do a little bit of a group challenge here as we're going.
Okay.
Because I like these for Act 2. We need 3 successes before you get 2 failures. So, first thing, there are different things that you can do to contribute to finding your way safely through the swamp to the Verdant Sentinel. At least different methods to do. You can do a nature. You can do a survival. perhaps some form of performance, perception, or acrobatics. So each of you can pick one of them. Two of you can pick the exact same thing. It doesn't matter. But again, I need 3 successes before the group gets 2 failures. And I will start off with Kassenthor. What are you going to pick?
All right. Kassenthor's been probably, like I said, been through here with the wardens, where he's been traveling around and learning the area with them. So it's going to be survival.
Okay. So you're basically avoiding the sinking mats and deep pools of muck.
Only a 14.
Okay. You actually successfully pass by and point out to everybody behind you or with the group that avoid here and avoid there and so on as you proceed forward. Fade.
What would you like me to roll?
Well, that's up to you. You can choose nature to find the driest path. You can try and do some kind of performance to maybe calm the spirits that are known to be in this vicinity. Although you're not getting any notification there, Kassenthor. You can do perception to try and notice if there's any false light lures in the area that are not where they're supposed to be and trying to lead you astray, or an acrobatics to avoid slick roots and so on. So it's up to you what you do.
I'll try the perception.
Okay.
Oh, that's a nat 20.
Okay, you have no problem. There's nothing really
24.
other than like there are naturally hostile flora and fauna in the swamp that might be trying to coax you off the beaten path. But you pick it out, and you're swift enough to point out to everybody, oh, don't go there. Stay away from that thing. Those vines are alive. Don't touch them. That kind
So tempting.
that kind of thing as you go.
So
So you're being very,
pretty.
very, very cautious. Caelvo, what are you doing?
Kelvo's kind of doing the same. He's keeping a watch out, but he'll also kind of tap his little band to kind of emit a bit of a light to help guide some of the way. I know it's not on very long, but he's going to use it for a perception check.
Okay, so roll perception with advantage.
Perception. Oh, that's hard to find. Oh, wonderful. That's a 10.
Okay. Yeah, you don't notice anything. You kind of continue along the way. Kert,
Oh no.
how do you contribute to getting through this?
Well, not very familiar with the layout of the lands per se, but I would say, more than enough distracted by the vegetation. I'd
Yep.
probably just do a survival check to see all the area around me. Just like enjoy, like actually calling out, like, don't touch this, don't do that. I'm like, but can I?
Yeah, you're kind of taking the opposite approach. So I'm not going to have you roll with disadvantage because you're still kind of keeping to the path, but at the same time you are being watchful for yourself as well as others. So you can roll a survival check.
That would be at 9.
Oh dear. So, last but not least, we have Tidebound. How are you contributing to just getting across, getting through the swamp?
So basically, I'm used to running around on the decks of the ships and moving around. And then I want to make sure that everyone steps in the right place. So I will do a athletics check.
All right, so you're basically staying off the slick roots and avoiding them. So pointing out where they have to jump over and whatnot. You're trying to take the high road first. So go ahead.
That is a natural 20 up to 26.
You guys see a very agile, you've never seen something this big, this light on your feet.
Cass is impressed.
Yeah,
They is impressed.
whereas Cass is like a bulldozer. That's something else. You weren't quite sure what that was. You guys do make it through the swamp with one failure. The ground gives way at one point with a sucking gulp as you're going through, and leeches bloom on ankles before you can peel them off, stinging and slick. Um, Everybody, roll me your hit die and remove that many hit points, please.
I mean, what you use for a hit die, like a d6, for example. Yep. And then subtract that many points from damage?
Well, no, you're actually taking your maximum hit points down that far temporarily.
Ooh. Well, 6 isn't so bad.
Until you get a full rest, that's your new maximum hit points.
Wow.
This is gonna suck.
I could have lost a lot.
Yeah,
Oh.
could have.
Yeah.
That looks like an 8.
Your charm, Kassenthor, goes off about a half a dozen times. Like random intervals, and intermittent, not very big, not long, just coming like a flicker. And then nothing at the moment.
Oh,
Just so you're aware.
seems like there's got to be some spirits or maybe even undead around here.
Well, the veil is thin, so it does make sense.
Okay. Cass kind of plays with the bead or the charm as he's walking.
Pretty much everybody, even Tidebound and Kert would know about the fading, the month of fading. Again, this Grieva, it's the same across all the realms. It might be called something different, but in general, it's kind of like a month of the dead or the month of remembrance and so on. So you guys all know this. You guys are finding the two new arrivals here to Kelpwood area are finding that this region is very, as I mentioned already, very heavy in superstition and their spirituality. They are attuned to every god or goddess come their time, and they pay credit where credit is due. So, as we do that. So, I'm sorry, I'm just checking the. Yeah, I like this. This actually sticks. This sticks out. This sticks out. Reporter says, "Remember the swampless." Quite true. Quite true. We all know that. So, with that, the Verdant Sentinel towers above you. A cypress older than anything you have ever seen, older than perhaps memory itself. Its bark is seamed with silver sap that beads like tears, and its roots, ancestor tokens of reed and twine, sway gently from them. The warden stops and bows, his voice hushed. Offer truth, not coin. The swamp remembers. And he just basically he's stepped back. He's not approaching the sentinel, but he is encouraging you all to do so. Cass, you step forward, and you are offering what?
Let's see. Cass starts rummaging around in his bag. What does he have? He pulls out his last strip of eel jerky that he has.
Okay. You go to do that, and something rings a bell in your head. Offer truth, not coin. Maybe something material is not what you're supposed to offer. you're kind of holding the jerky now, and the rest of you see this, but you see him stop himself. Whether or not he continues to do so, that's it's his character. So you don't know how Kassenthor is going to react. So it just kind of crosses your mind as that happens. So what are you doing?
Cass takes a bite of the jerky. He is actually still doesn't really understand the religion and everything here in Kelpwood. He's learning, so he doesn't know what to do. So he kind of takes a step back, confused, and is going to see what everyone else does.
Caelvo, because this is what you have really been focused on for the last 2 weeks. Roll me an insight check on Caelvo, or on Kassenthor.
Insight. That's a nat 20.
Okay. With that, you pretty well see through the cryptic way the warden spoke, as well as Kassenthor's confusion. What the offering of truth is for something of this nature, because the Verdant Sentinel represents the spirit realm, not necessarily the god realm. So it's not quite what you've 100% along the lines you've been doing, but you understand that it is to offer up song or a gesture or just simple words of truth is what usually would be spoken to spirits, to either appease them or anger them or whatever, so be it. So you now know this and know that Kassenthor was confused by it. What are you doing?
I guess he'll step up. He's not wholly sure himself, but we know that when the veil is thin, the spirits sometimes return and speak, but someone has defiled that with illusion, and we've come to find out why the spirits have been dishonored this way.
Okay, so you guys noticed Kassenthor kind of flop his way up to the Sentinel and start to speak to it and communicate, offering the truth. Is anybody helping with that? Yes, you got something to add, Faith?
Yes, she would at that point step up there, and she would just stand, maybe right at the base, maybe hand on the tree, and she would say, "Balance for the living, remembrance for those passed on."
So you add that. So you're offering the help action. So, Caelvo, you can make me a religion check or a nature check with advantage because you're being helped by fate.
Probably religion, because that's kind of what he's mostly focused on.
Okay.
Okay, 23.
Okay. The roots loosen with a sigh, like a deep breath. Like you can feel the tension. You guys all feel this. The tension of these big, gnarly, massive roots that are sunken in the swamp. You feel like them relaxing. Lantern motes begin to rise from the ground and from the muck, floating to the surface on some form of unseen current around the tree. Then they stream eastward, away from you, away from the Verdant Sentinel, back towards where Swamp Shade is, like filings to a lodestone. In the sap, there's a faint rune glimmer. It's the mark that you see that it's not natural for this spot, Caelvo. You notice it because you're there. It's the mark of the false lantern. It's something that would have been tied to an illusion to create such a massive spiritual focus as those lanterns floating. So someone has corrupted the root of this particular tree that you see. The sentinel's roots at this point shift with a wet sigh. A hollow splits wide in the tree in front of you. Dark water gleaming, ancestor tokens falling on into the water and drifting inside. A cold wind whispers out through the opening like words spoken from behind wood. Who's doing what? Who's stepping forward? Who's grabbing something? Like, who's doing anything? We'll start off on the other side this time. So, Tidebound, what are you doing when this all kind of happens?
So when everything is moving around, I would kind of go like somewhat mostly in the front, just in case something does happen, so I can like protect them, or if something runs out. Who knows?
Okay. So you are stepping forward, readying in a protective stance in case something is going on.
Mm-hmm.
So you are stepping forward. As you step forward, one of those tokens bumps against your foot or against your ankle where it's sucked into the muck.
Can I grab it to put it back in the place?
You can. So you reach down and you grab it. The warden says as soon as you do, the sentinel accepts you. That is yours.
Okay.
You have a sentinel token. It's a one-time use. You can add 1d4 to any saving throw when you use it.
Okay. Good enough.
So you know what you have. So you are readied. Kert, what are you doing?
Puzzled by it a little bit. Not super familiar with the religion, but from where I've come with the druids, I know of imbalance. I know of the corruption that's kind of spread across lands, and I'm kind of here to help quench it. So I have an urge to be like, I'm here to help this tree. How? I'm not too sure.
Okay. Caelvo.
He's just basically updating the party as to what he's observed. He'll point out the rune and kind of feel that that's kind of someone did that. That's bad. That's part of the problem right there. So he's just bringing everyone up to speed as to a potential thing to address.
Fate.
Now, did you say that there's an opening, like to a cave beneath the roots
It
or
is.
something?
It is started to open up. There's like a split that's opening in the wood in front of you, and as soon as that happened is when the ogrekin that was kind of in the back kind of came forward, and he's readied. Kind of looks like a defensive posture.
Okay. She might say to her companions, it looks like the tree is making us a pathway to go find this corruption. What has disturbed it?
Okay.
Perhaps.
Kassenthor?
Kassenthor is, after seeing everything has gone on and hearing Caelvo speak, does something that's kind of not normal for him. He actually walks up to the tree, lays his hand on it, and tries to see if he can feel anything from the tree.
Okay, so you are walking right up to the tree now where the split is, and putting your hands on it. Your little bead, very, very strong pulse for a moment, and it was a little longer than the others. It's somewhere near. At least it was.
If I take a step back from the tree, does it get dimmer?
As you're at the tree, it fades after about maybe 35, 40 seconds. It comes back, and you step back, and it's still there. And then you step back a little bit more, and then it fades. And then you step close, and it's still gone. So there is there is a spirit or undead within 20 feet of that location at some point. Periodically, maybe it's moving. You're not sure.
I think we might
so-
have to go in.
That's what you've done. You've got, and so you're at the root of the tree, and at this point, the roots continue to part, and so is the opening, into a cavernous hollow. Water begins lapping at your ankles. Glow fungi cast pale light across drifting ancestor tokens that are flooding into this cavernous space. Cold breath cold breath fogs the chamber. Yeah, words. The lantern motes stitch themselves into a face. Your own words echo back in whispers. Beneath the water ahead in this cavernous void, something stirs with a slow patience of the drowned. Who enters first?
Caelvo will pat on the head. He's curious.
Fade would not let him go ahead.
Well, I put my
He
hand out
goes
to stop
side by
him.
side
But-
with him.
But
I go side by side with him.
Well, then you got that. You've got this big tie down. Also got his hand out, kind of going.
Yeah,
"Oh."
and I'm like, whoa, stop. So I will go first. I can take a hit, and I'll start walking
Alright.
forward.
What about Cass? Cass, you're the usual protector.
The cast will follow side by
So you
side.
got two
right
brutes
by
going. I'm going first.
We got this.
be careful. It
you-
could be a nice thing.
Go ahead.
Okay, so just to kind of paint a picture for everybody that's here again, we're using theater of the mind, so sometimes this can be a little bit tricky. It just because again, until I find something better to do mapping with in a live stream, it's the easiest thing generally to do. So this is a cavernous void area. It's probably 100 feet around in total, but the most usable space is maybe a 60-foot round area, and then the rest is like roots, and you know what I mean. It's that the outlying areas of the inside of the tree that you're seeing. It is dim light. The roots and the muck that are everywhere. It's pretty much that picture that you're looking at. Is what you're looking into. It's difficult terrain, so everybody is at half movement at this point. And the water, as you're going in, because you're kind of going down, as this thing is open, the water is getting bigger, like deeper, slowly. So you guys can take that as it may. And there are a lot of those other tokens floating around the water that you're in here. So you're stepping forward, two of you, the two big brutes in the beginning. A figure, as you step into the center of the space, a figure rises from the water. Its features are blurred. Its voice repeating yours, all the words that you guys just spoke to each other, like a broken reflection. The water pulls outward away from it, kind of like forming wells, empty wells where it's standing. And they begin to form arms of shadow and drowned whispers. What you see, I think I have an image of it. I'm just double checking. Da-da-da. I thought I had one of it. Nope. No, maybe I don't. I might have been lying. Yeah.
Not lying if you didn't know.
I don't have it. I thought I had an image of it, but I do not. But what you are is pretty much what I just described. It is an echo wraith. So your bead is like because again, remember it's only within 20 feet. So it's kind of like, yeah, hello, you're here.
There it is.
So you see this, and then off to the side, it's almost like it's coming out of it, but you see another, almost like a smaller version, but like an echo of this wraith figure. Um, that's kind of there as well. So there's two things here. There's the echo wraith and what looks like it's a drowned echo is what it is. So I'm going to need initiatives from everybody.
Oh boy.
That sounded great.
Kassenthor and Tidebound, on your initiative, you will be able to attack right away because you're right there. The others will have to move and do so. So let's start off with Kassenthor. What is your initiative?
12.
12. Fade.
9.
Caelvo.
16.
Kert.
Let me double check this. Sorry, apologies.
Sorry.
Trying to send the code and how to do it for Tidebound as well. It was 22.
And Tide.
I'm just waiting for the code.
So exclamation R, and then 1d20, and then plus whatever your initiative would be.
Sorry about this. I forgot to write this down.
It's all right.
That's okay.
We're using Avery.
Oh, that did not work. Should I get rid of the question mark?
You put the whatever your initiative roll number is as a replacement of the question mark. Sorry. Your high dex is probably like 6 or something.
No, I got a +1. That's all I needed to know.
No.
There we go. 18.
An 18. Nice. Okay. And I've got an 11 and a 5.
Sweet.
As long as I'm before it's out of Kirsty.
And so I can just mark this here. Okay, so top of the round is Kert. You go first.
Immediately noticing danger, I am not up to par as most of the other adventurers with me. I take a dive backwards into the furthest corner I can, getting deep into the mud and the muck and the roots, and I want to attempt to hide.
Okay, you can make me a stealth roll.
Okay. That would be 14.
14. And no, he does not. And does he? Okay, so you are okay. All right. You are, as far as you're concerned, you think you're well hidden. We are then at Tidebound.
So, you said he was 20 feet away, right?
Yeah, they're about 20. Like, actually, they're about 10 feet, or you're about 10 feet along with Kassenthor. So you've got a I think both of you have reach, so you can pretty much smack this thing right away.
Sweet. That's what I need to know. So I definitely hit it.
He's a 15 armor class, just so you know.
So you need 15 to hit it.
It's only 10 to hit, so I missed.
So you missed. Okay, not a problem at all. And that takes us to Caelvo. You're up.
Well, Caelvo's going to try, and I'm not exactly sure how it happened, but he's going to try to repeat what the lantern keeper did to anchor the echo. He's going to try to start that rite or that song against this echo, seeing if it might help do something.
So you are attempting to start a rite through ritual song.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to have you roll a religion check.
That is a 19.
Okay. Roll me a 8-sided die
An 8-sided die.
and add your wisdom modifier.
Wisdom modifier of 1. That is a 5 total.
Okay. So you do 5 points of damage to it, not to you.
Yeah, I would hope.
Ow!
So you're again, you really don't see that happen, like anything happening, but you're it's not having a positive effect, but you're not sure if it's a negative effect yet. So, but it is doing something. Perhaps you hope. All right, Kassenthor, you're up.
Kassenthor sees something he doesn't like where it doesn't belong, so Kassenthor will rage. He is now about 12, 13 feet tall.
Yeah, so he goes from just a large Ursus Bearfolk to a really large Ursus Bearfolk.
Giant subclass.
Yeah.
All right.
So
And
he's right up there with you.
So we both have reach. That means that I can circle around to the back of it and flank it with Tidebound, correct?
Yes, you can.
All right. As Cass pulls his great sword out, you hear a rumbling, thunderous sound. Oh. Hold on, one sec. I want to prove this to you. Because advantage. So I got a natural 20. Just give me one sec.
That's fine.
Nice.
I trust you.
Okay. So I got a natural 20 and a 22 to hit.
22 to hit. That definitely hits. Roll damage. And what are you hitting him with, by the way?
I am hitting him with my great sword that does the radiant, and
Okay.
because I'm a giant, it now does thunderous damage.
That's a lot of dice.
It's 5.
Okay.
All right. Holy shit. Okay.
Hope there's a good.
So the radiant won't get doubled, I don't think. Wait, does it all
Okay.
get doubled?
Give me everything but the thunder damage.
Okay, everything but thunder damage. So that's 11 radiant plus 8, so 19 damage total. 11 of that is radiant.
Okay. And what was your thunder damage?
Thunder damage is 15.
So he takes 7.
Well, that was the crit, so he would take, I guess, full damage because it doubles.
For thunder damage? He takes, yeah, well, yeah, that's right.
Net 20.
Yeah.
So crit, are we doing double dice or are we doing double damage?
We do, usually it's double the die.
Okay.
But he gets his is a die as well that he rolls for thunder damage. So yeah, so we get all right.
All right, the second one. This one's not the crit. It's 11 radiant damage again, so total of 19, and then only 6 thunder damage.
Okay. And are you done?
Cass is done.
Okay. And that now brings us to his turn. So what is he going to do?
Which one's attacking? What's it called again?
The main guy, the Echo Wraith, is attacking in the moment. it's the start of its turn. What you guys now see is off to the side. Actually, Fade, not far from you, maybe 30 feet from you. Another one of those rising drowned echoes starts to rise out of the water. And his action will be. Yeah, I think he's going to do that because actually that was brutal.
It was brutal.
As he whips his arms around, all of a sudden you see like a vortex of water and fog start to swirl around it, and it starts to get wider and wider and wider. And I need everybody to make strength saving throws, please.
Uh-oh.
Saving throw.
Yeah. As he uses drowned pull.
$17.
Okay, you resist.
19.
You resist.
16.
You resist.
$27.
Okay, returns. How about you, Fade?
14.
You don't resist. So when this water comes and kind of washes over you, you're kind of bracing yourself for it, and the water clears, and there are 4 of you standing there. Fade, you've been dragged into the water and the muck, and you've been dragged down 10 feet, and you are being restrained. So you will get at the end of, or on your next turn, or at the end of this turn, you will get another saving throw. Okay. And that was it. So that takes us to, just, it was you. So actually, Fade, that's you. So Fade, you can make me a strength saving throw. See if you can break free of the, then like right now you can't breathe. You're underwater.
That is a 16.
You do manage to break free to the surface. It will take you on your round to get up. You'll have to, your movement will be to stand up.
Okay.
So you do stand. You are about 20 feet away from this other creature.
Okay.
The smaller one. Do you do anything?
I thought that was my action.
Or you
Swim
use
up
your
to the
movement
surface.
action to stand up. But you're already, well, no, yeah, that's right. You can't move it. Well, you got a ranged, you have ranged attacks.
Well, choose your action to break the free.
Yeah.
And then a movement
right.
to get out.
And then a movement. Okay, that's what it was. All right, never mind. I take it back. You're right. Thanks, Caelvo.
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
I was
said
going
what I
to give
was
you a
trying
free
to say.
attack there. Kert, you're up.
Oh, geez. This is horrifying. I am tucked in a corner hoping to hide, and I'm watching all my friends fight for me, and it feels bad. So, seeing that you guys targeted one, I'm going to try and make an attempt. I'm going to throw one of my daggers at it, and I'm just hope I can do anything remotely
Okay.
to help you.
You do not get it advantage, even though you thought you were hidden, because it saw you the entire time.
Oh, I believe it.
So the other 2 things don't see you, but it sees you.
Yeah, I figured.
Other 2 things.
And you said it was dim lit, right?
Yeah.
So I actually do this with disadvantage because I don't have dark vision like everybody else, probably. That is clearly a miss.
Okay. So dagger goes flying and takes off. Okay, from there, we go to
What was that?
Timebound.
Okay, so knowing that I missed the first time, I can't really do nothing else.
Well, there are 2 other creatures, just, 2 smaller things.
I'd rather just kill the thing in front of me. I'm already there. I got advantage now,
Okay.
so
Go ahead.
I might as well.
And what weapon are you hitting it with?
I am using my cutlass.
It's not enchanted, though, correct?
It is enchanted. It's a plus
It
one.
is? Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. All right, just to make sure, because that way you can actually damage it.
It would have been a pointless dagger then. That's what you're saying.
That is 21 to hit,
That hits.
and
Nice.
it is a total of 16 damage.
Yeah, that's nice. All right. All right, so are you done?
That is it for my turn.
Okay, excellent. Excellent. And that brings us to Caelvo. You're continuing to sing?
He's going to keep the right going.
Make me a concentration check.
Concentration check?
Yep.
What dice is that?
It's a Constitution saving throw. It should
It's,
be.
oh, sorry, it would be concentration's wisdom
Saving throw or
check.
check? Okay. Wisdom check.
Wisdom check.
Nice.
That is a nat 1.
Oh no.
Okay, that's fine. You still keep singing.
Yep.
That's fine.
He does.
And that's not a problem at all.
He doesn't know any better.
And now we go to would that be Kassenthor.
Kassenthor's having the time of his life, having someone that's, well, almost the same size as him, wailing on a creature together. He's going to take 2 more swings.
Shot.
Come here. I need to send you proof. I have to send you proof. Give me 1 second.
No, that's fine. I'm sure you did not for 20 again.
No, I can't.
Or
I
nat
can't.
1.
I can't. No, I got a nat 20.
Okay.
I need to
This is going to be even funnier. This will be even funnier in a minute.
We believe you.
Okay, fine.
He's sitting there. He's like, I just rolled it twice in a row.
Believe me. All right. So the first one is
Don't forget to
5
roll double the
radiant.
dice.
Yeah, 5 radiant plus 8, so 13 damage, and then 12 thunder damage.
Yep.
For flavor, I'll use my bonus action as I come around for a second swing to turn it to
Okay.
lightning.
As you're coming around the second swing, and all of a sudden lightning starts to crackle down your blade, you guys hear it give out a moan, and an echo reverberates around this entire cavernous room, and it vanishes as he calls upon his legendary action of Echo Shift. That's what I said. It was going to be funnier in a minute. So that was his reaction to your first hit. So your second swing, needless to say, misses as it comes down, as he's no longer there. We now are on. That would take it to him. That echo, that wail, that sound that he gave off, now kind of the echoes dull down, but it's like a constant moan. I need everybody in the chamber to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Back and forth here. It's a 19.
Okay.
13.
So who rolled 13?
I did.
Okay. So Kert, who else rolled a 14 or under?
I rolled under. I got a
10.
nat 1 to a total
So
of 3.
Kassenthor, Tidebound, and Kert, you guys are frightened until the end of your next turn.
Oh. As the layers of disadvantage. Let's go.
That is his action. And Kassenthor, it is you're up. Actually, no, you just went, didn't you? Yeah, you missed, and then he went, and then it's Fade. Fade, your three of your companions are hightailing it away.
Hmm.
Your two biggest ones and the human.
Already skittish one is running.
Okay. She's not gonna mess around, guys. She's gonna cast something that you might have seen before, but she has an ability to alter the damage type, and she's going to cast a force ball on this thing if she can see it. Can she see it?
Make me a perception check.
That's a 6. 20, dirty 20.
You do see it, so you can actually attempt to hit it.
So, just the motion and this ball of fire form in her hand, and as she casts it, it goes from the fiery color to this purple glow. And when it hits, instead of blowing up into a big fireball, there's like this impact wave that hits it. And you might feel the repercussions of it as it comes out to you and your hair blows back or whatever.
Force bolt. Nice.
Force ball.
Okay.
So it has to make dex saving throw.
And that is a... What's his dex? 15?
Oh, he just met it, so he's going to take half damage.
Okay. That's probably a good thing.
So that's 10. 18, 21.
Oh. Oops. Never mind, Kassenthor. You're not afraid. So you're not leaving, Kassenthor.
No. If I took Berserker.
Oh,
35
I thought you
points
did.
of damage.
How much?
35.
Okay. You see this very, very well blended in with the shadows and the darkness in the corner. This visage of a humanoid undead darkness fade to a dark gray, a light gray, and then vanish. Gone. He's gone, but there are two. Do you have another action?
No. Would they have been in the same radius that they might have taken any damage from?
No.
It is an area of effect. Okay.
They are moving in on. So actually, three of you are retreating. So we're going to say, okay, so the first one is going for Tide. It is attempting. Yeah. It's attempting a drowned grasp as this watery hand reaches up from under the water and tries to grab you, Tidebound. And that is a 14 to hit.
No, miss.
Missed. Okay, so it misses, grabs and reaches out and misses. The second one is going for Kassenthor as you're fleeing the scene. And this is a same thing, 14. I know that misses you. So two of them miss. And the third person that was running was Kert and was running away. You're not even looking back at where you were. You're just heading in a certain direction.
Peace.
You pretty much bump into this dark mass. Humanoid as well, but smaller than the other. Like maybe about 4 feet-ish. And it looks like the drowned echoes that were in the other part of the room. You have run square into one. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. As it does death burst as you run into it.
Why did he
Just
run into it?
casually.
Because it was in front of him.
Oh,
And he
Kurt
didn't
might
see
be
it.
floating on the water after this. Oh, that's a 6.
6. You take 7 points of necrotic damage.
Okay. Does that lower my max HP, or is that just...
It's just damage.
Okay.
Just standard necrotic damage.
Kurt's
But
not
you
looking
definitely
healthy.
felt like a cold, evil burst go right through you as you run into this thing almost face to face. So that brings us to the top of the round. Tidebound.
Should I roll for fear, or is that ending at the end of my turn?
That will end the fear once you get to your turn anyway.
Okay.
So Tidebound, you are now no longer afraid. You have this thing that just tried to reach up and grab you, but you see the figure in the water not far away from you. And it's not closer to where that thing was behind you. Are you taking any action towards it?
So what one's closer? Sorry.
It's small, like 4.5 foot tall humanoid. Looks like a smaller version of what you're running away from.
Yeah, then I'll go for that. Whatever's
Okay.
closer, I will always hit.
All right. Roll a hit.
A total of 20 the hit and 16 damage.
Okay. That is okay. Excellent. Nice hit. All right. And next up is actually, sorry, Kurt. No, Kurt, you ran into one. That's what happened, and then Tide, and then Caelvo.
So how many are up currently?
You notice 2 at first, and then as you're kind of glancing around, you notice that Kurt, when he was running away, ran into a third one.
The 2, how close are they together?
Oh, they're spaced out
Oh,
in the chamber.
oh, well.
Like as much as you guys are. Like they're
Okay.
one
okay.
of you are within 20 feet of it at all times. Of one of them.
So, Caelvo, when he sees the big one just kind of disappear and then kind of reappear and then die, kind of
Yep.
thinks of fade, he's just happy. He's like, yeah, we got it, guys. Go get him. And he releases a mighty croak call that gives all of his allies advantage on their next attack roll.
Nice.
And that's the end of his turn.
So basically, yeah, you notice that this bog collar fellow just his I don't know what they call that part, but the under part of his jowls or whatever just expand with air, and he lets off this massive croak that fills you all with like an inspiring courage. So that's what you have moving forward. That brings us to Kassenthor. You have one of those things nearby.
Kassenthor hears the croak come from Caelvo and be like, "Oh, we were never afraid." Switch it back to thunder and take 2 swings. Now, is it advantage for one attack?
Just
Or
the
will it be-
next one.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So for the first one, that is a 25.
And it is.
And the second one is a 17.
And that hits.
All right. Okay. So 10 radiant plus 8, so 18. And then 12 thunder.
Our poor
It
DM.
goes poof.
Yeah.
How far? Okay. That one dies. How far am I from the other one?
You would be able to take a movement and hit another one.
So
that
within
would be
20
it.
within 20 feet?
The one in front of me?
Yeah, because you got
Yeah,
half
like-
movement.
Oh, okay. If I can throw it and reach it, the one that's in front of Kurt, that's the one I will throw at.
Okay.
I'll roll the dice again to see if I hit if you want.
Yeah.
Okay. 17.
17. It hits.
All right. 9 radiant plus 8, so 17. That 8 is just my strength. And then 11 thunder damage.
Poof. The one in front of you, Kert, just a sword comes flying over your shoulder and pierces it. And then the sword disappears, but so does it.
Nice.
The sword goes back to Kassenthor.
Glad it wasn't in that
too.
one.
Let's not even think about that.
That was a little bit. You're just like, what the hell? As this goes on,
Smile, thumbs up to Kurt.
Oh,
Kassenthor
friggin'
and
no thumbs up.
Fade. You're up.
Okay,
There
so there
is
should
one
be
left,
one left.
and it's been wounded. You know that it's been.
And
hit
how
before.
far away is it from her?
About 10 feet.
Okay. She will just take and hurl a chromatic orb, quicken casted using sorcery points.
With advantage.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, that first one was a nat 20.
Oh dear.
20 and a 9. Still.
20, yeah, for sure.
So the 20 hits, and oh, I don't even know if that is. Chromatic orb. I'll make that force damage again. 3 to the same. Okay. Oh my gosh. I have to look this up because I rolled 3 5s on my 3d8s, which means I get to do some more things here. Okay, let's see what it says. I can't type worth a darn, but I got there.
You win D&D.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Ken's little pose in the chat made me laugh. Honestly, I'm alive because
If you roll the same number on 2 or more of the d8, the orb leaps to a different target. Well, I don't have a different target. Oh well. I
Oh,
finally get to roll the same number of the d8s, and there's no other targets. It's not fair.
We're targets.
Cassie,
Hey, let's not do this.
Anyway, that's 15 points damage for the.
poof.
Wait, no, it's doubled because it's a nat 20.
It double poops.
You said
it
poofed anyway.
poofs, reappeared, and it poofs again.
You guys hear kind of like a tightening of the roots again, like you know that sound of creaking wood from all around you, and you notice that the entrance has it hasn't closed, but it's narrowed a little bit, and the water is starting to kind of back out of here, leaving behind all the different offerings and that were sent to the spirits at the Verdant Sentinel in the first place. The wraith has unraveled into its steam and droplets, the same as those 3 drowned echoes. They dissolve into silence, and among the offerings that are left behind, you guys notice there's a shard of driftwood, just kind of sitting up on one ledge, that it's humming. You can see the vibration on the driftwood, and there's a hum that's going very faint as you listen, and the warden just kind of exhales, kind of like a sigh of relief, and he's like, "Someone feeds a false lantern, and it's from across the tides. It's not from here."
What does that mean?
From
You
another
tell me.
town?
You tell me.
Across-
So I've just kind of told you what you see.
So I will tell Kurt, like, aren't you interested in that bark right there?
I am. It's humming. It's definitely a piece of wood. I'm nervous because hearing the hums and the echoes in this place and knowing how it kind of scared me in the first place, which nearly led to my death. I was kind of like, I don't know if I want to approach it. Definitely hesitant. I would like to do a Arcana check on it to see whether or not it's of good or evil intention.
Okay.
My spell was fine. 13.
13. Um, you're the hum, the resonance. You're picking up on something that it's being used for an arcane purpose, more like a tool.
Okay. If it doesn't have an evil intent, or if I can't determine,
There's
pick it up.
there's no alignment intention that you can pick up.
Yeah, I would pick it up then because it is intriguing to me.
All right, so you go and you pick it up. It kind of vibrates in your hand as you pick it up, and you look at it, you move it around. Um, it's a piece of driftwood that just got a slight sheen to the one side. It's not a shimmer, but it's like a sheen. And as you're moving around, every once in a while, the vibration and the hum gets louder. And using your inquisitive nature as you're maneuvering it around, it seems to be whenever you're pointing towards the east. With this sheen, like the smooth surface, the vibration and the hum gets louder. Um, and it was facing the opposite. It was the east, where this hum is getting loudest. Would have been behind the back of this thing, hitting it, and then that hum, that vibration would have been projected towards the actual heart of this particular tree.
Perhaps we should get that out of here.
So now that it's in your hand, by the way, it's like a tuning fork, is what you kind of pick up, a magical arcane tuning fork.
Okay.
As you guys kind of, the warden just kind of gathers up a few things that shouldn't be in here, various offerings that have floated in here that shouldn't have gotten in. Like most of the things that are supposed to be here are like little pieces of driftwood and tokens. But there is something that he takes and he hands it to you guys as a group to figure out what you want to do with it. There is a sanctified reed lantern. Some of you have seen these similar things before around town. Once per long rest, you can cast Fairy Fire. And it always sheds a steady silver light in a storm.
Sheds a steady silver light. What?
Oh,
In a storm. And that particular item that you have, Kert, is called a storm-scarred drift shard. It points east towards some form of beacon.
Guess we'll figure out where that's going to go.
Shall we follow and find out what it's pointing to? Perhaps it's whatever was sending this corruption and
So
made the
Before-
illusion of the
Feel that's the right
lanterns.
option to do is to try and follow.
Before we leave the tree, Caelvo he's got a reed etched drift charm that he was given, and he kind of places it in the tree. It's like, thank you for letting us help you. We'll be back if you need it. And then he'll leave with the group.
are you leaving the drift charm behind?
Yeah, the reed etched drift charm. He'll leave that behind
Okay.
in the tree.
You're leaving it behind?
Yep.
Okay. You can take a +2 rapport with the Verdant Sentinel. As you guys are exiting, the tree groans above you as you're leaving. Cold threads wrap around, kind of wrap around your wrist a little bit for a moment, just kind of tugging at you, almost like it's holding your arm and your hand as you're leaving, and you're going to leave. And you walk out, and it closes up behind you, leaving behind. You're basically sitting up on a kind of like an altar, a natural looking altar. This is basically where you guys were before, on the outside of this thing, and it's kind of dried. The water's now receded back, and it literally looks like an altar that's in place at the base of this massive tree, but it's part of the tree. There's nothing man-made here at all. It's just nature in itself. And at this point, it's gotten a little bit later in the day, and the warden just kind of looks to you guys, and he goes, "Thank you for the help, but please meet me at dawn at the Moonvale docks. Boats are being pulled east by lights, and the marsh is no longer enough. The sea itself is turning. We need to do more." And as he's doing this, you're seeing like a necklace that he's wearing kind of glow a little bit, and then it goes dark as he says that, and he heads off down the things. And with that, we end episode 1 of the Echoes After the Stars.
Like those guys.
Like those guys and subscribe to those guys.
Hit the bell.